have to tuck my shirt in so that I don't get boobs. I get boobs. Tuck it into my belly so I don't get boobs.
I have boobs and I've got nothing.
I feel like we need alcohol first.
This is good, don't it?
Hi, my name is Jeff. This is my wife.
Amanda.
We are Point Perfect Canine Academy. We have a little bit of news to share. Well, somebody has news to share. No, we are not having a baby.
No more baby.
We've learned that lesson. We are good. What are you going to do?
We're gonna get a dog.
Getting a dog. How many dogs does this make now?
This would be number 4.
Number 4. We've had 4 dogs before.
Yes.
We've never broke the 4 threshold. We've kind of limited it 4, but we've also never had 4 kids and 4 dogs at the same time.
True.
Yes.
True.
So interesting, because this is kind of my fault.
Yes.
Jinx. A lot of you have already seen videos and clips of Jinx. She found Jinx and kind of accidentally talked me into calling and checking on Jinx. I seen
Huck.
I saw Huck on a German Shorthaired page as a rescue dog at the Summit County Animal Control. And what was your immediate reaction when I sent it to you?
Oh, he's cute. He looks like Jinx. And then, let's go get him.
Go get him. Literal words on my phone. Go get him. So luckily I work from home, so I came upstairs and it evolved very fast. They opened at 10. We were there by 10:04?
Yes.
10:04. Seemed like a good dog to us. He was good with the kids that we had. We had 2 of our kids with us. But why? Why do you want to rescue an assumed 2-year-old German Shorthaired Pointer?
Well, now working with Jinx and having her in the home, she's just not your typical couch potato dog by any means. And I just know there's a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people who would be like, oh, such a cute dog. Adoption fees are low. Let's just go and get it. Well, then you end up with a dog who is crazy and they don't know how to deal with it, and it is either back out on the streets or back in the pound or Lord knows where besides in a house or with somebody who can work with it.
Yes, and this is a good place to say we are not rescue dog experts.
Not by any means. No.
I don't even technically classify myself as a dog training expert.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. We very carefully do what we do. But there are definitely people that know a lot more than us about a lot of things, including bringing home rescue dogs.
Yes.
So, along with that, we're not blind to the fact that we're opening up a can of worms and there's going to be a lot of potential problems. One of the big ones we discussed, we have a 4-year-old.
Good job.
Four. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
It was either Max or Bo.
We have a 4-year-old pit mix, Max.
He's 5. Sorry. He's 5.
5-year-old pit mix, Max. He's kind of the alpha dog. Him and Jinx didn't exactly start off great. There was even slight facial wound at one point in time. Now they are fine. They're buddies. They cuddle up to each other. But it's a process for Max to accept other animals and new animals. So that's one of our big concerns. But part of our plan that we'll get into here in a minute is to definitely keep him isolated. So I think that we can work that, and Max will eventually open up. He's opened up to every other crazy thing that we've brought home, so
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right. We kind of touched on this earlier, but 4 dogs and 4 kids.
Yes.
4 dogs, 4 kids. One who plays football and basketball and every other sport you'll let him play, and potentially 2 more doing another summer sport.
Yes.
And we like going to the lake and camping, and we take all the dogs with us.
Yes.
So 4 dogs, 4 kids in a
Cat.
camper. We're not taking the cat camping. That's not, no cats
Just try
camping.
it.
Cats don't go camping. They have a box downstairs to poop and they stay here. What else? We noticed a few things. We've seen him, went and visited him, 3 times
A couple
now?
times, yeah.
3 times now. I noticed a lot of marking. He likes to mark absolutely everything outside that was vertical. I know that is a very hard thing to break. He is getting neutered tomorrow morning, actually. Sorry, Huck. Losing the boys tomorrow morning. But the marking's slightly concerning to me, which, again, I think we'll cover here in a hot minute of how we might be able to kind of stave that off. The other fun part is Jinx is currently in heat. That is why we have not brought Huck home. He was not neutered, even though they thought he was.
Yeah.
True story. Definitely had balls.
They were there.
They were there.
They were there.
So I know that it's not an immediate thing. Remove the balls. There could be extra. So we have to be super careful with keeping him and Jinx separate for another week or so. She's probably halfway through her cycle, maybe, again.
I hope so.
Not a vet. So I definitely expect her to go into heat way earlier than she did. She's a year and 3 months now.
Yeah.
So
Hoping.
we'll see. Hopefully 1 more week, because the diapers are annoying. The other big thing is we don't know anything about this dog.
No, and coming from a pound situation, you don't know the background, and what you hear story-wise is just coming from the volunteers from the pound. Some of them absolutely adored this dog, and we came across a few who were absolutely terrified of the dog.
Yes.
I was not terrified. And when I took...
He was all up in your face.
He was.
He was in our kid's face. He let me roll him over and mess with his ears. I played with his paws.
Yes.
He rolled over and let me rub his belly when I messed with his paws. He was definitely submissive to both of us.
Yes.
I don't think he's going to cage well, because I did ask to go back, because they had mentioned that he was very aggressive. And I'm like, that dog aggressive? And I went back, and he was definitely excited in the cage. His tail was going crazy. He was jumping. He was barking. I stuck my hand in the cage because I didn't trigger me as aggressive. It triggered me as excited and a pent-up German Shorthair that's been locked in a box for the majority of the day. Probably only gets out maybe once or twice a day. So I stuck my hand in there and he just started licking it. So I definitely don't.
But it could also have been that we were just with him for...
It could have. It could have been. And again, we don't know his backstory. I mean, the 2 keys that we noticed when they were saying they were aggressive, they were both wearing combat boots, they were both wearing black pants, they both had a black shirt on. One of them was the actual animal control agent. Of course he's not going to be real thrilled with you, especially if you're the one that lasted him by the neck, threw him in a truck, then threw him in a cage. So I don't really know the whole aggression, but we don't know his backstory. I tell people that think these dogs are cute, and I tell and have seen several dogs, even like Brandy that we work with. She is a golden retriever. She is a very high drive golden retriever. It is not like their previous golden retriever. And I tell people, when you get into these dogs that can have very high drive working lines, that having a pedigree helps. You'll be able to see if it's a show line golden retriever, or in this case, Jinx has a really high background in master hunters, not a bunch of field champions. They tend to not be as crazy or run as big. This guy, we have no idea. He could be super field champion, crazy backline bloodline, and just run like crazy. He could be half Labrador Retriever and lay on the couch and not have any drive.
I would love to have a couch potato.
Yes. You like how Jinx couch potatoes when she couch potatoes. You don't like how she couch bouncy balls when she gets the zoomies, which I'm surprised she's not zooming right now. So something else we noticed, and this isn't our first, like I said, Max is a rescue dog, and we had quite a bit of substantial bills in parasites and the things in the place. And
Max also came at a much younger age than Huck. Huck is supposedly 2. Max was like
6 months, 5 months, 6 months. Yeah, he was not very old. He was still very puppied.
Yeah.
But we had some bowel issues, and I'm assuming we're going to have a little bit of the same. And it's not a knock on the animal control place.
No.
I got to see their kennels. Huck's kennel was spotless. All of the kennels were spotless. They did not stink.
Clean.
The helpers that were there have been absolutely amazing.
Yes.
I really wish I remembered the tall guy's name.
I don't know, but
he was super sweet with everybody and the kids. But they've been great to us. They are definitely, those dogs are out of the places that I have seen, that is definitely the cleanest one I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
So that is not on them. You have that many dogs from that many unknown origins pooping in the same place. You're going to have some kind of parasites or something of that line. So I'm expecting his bowels to be a little crazy. The last time we were up there, we had him in the gravel pen, and he was running, and the way he was kind of hopping, kind of his gait as he was walking was slightly concerning to me. It just might be that's the way he runs, but it's something that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on the first couple times we get him out and run him and watch how he evolves. And then teeth. Typical 2-year-old dog stuff.
Yeah.
He had some crud on his teeth, so we're going to have to either brush them up or get something, or maybe even bring the vet in and have some dental cleaning done, get him on up and going. So with all those problems in mind, we had already kind of talked about a plan, but not really. You like to wing things by the seat of the pants, so here we are.
Yes.
What's our plan?
Bring him home tomorrow and
turn him loose, put him in the bed, and just love him and hug him and squeeze him and kiss him and love him forever?
No, that's not my part. No, I think once we get him home, we'll have to do the introduction, at least with Max, outside.
Probably not a bad idea.
Probably in our front yard where he does not go often. He's normally in the back. In our fence, so hopefully doing it out front, it won't be absolutely neutral field, but it might be a little bit more neutral than in the house or inside the gate or even the backyard. Just
here is a very small hiccup with this plan that I don't know exactly how to handle. What's my theory on dogs meeting? Never let dogs meet while on lead. Bad idea. Containing a dog, introducing it to another dog is grounds for dogs to fight. So play that one by ear. Dog who obviously could probably be a flight risk. We're going to have to work through that. Maybe a check cord isn't going to be as bad. That way we can take ourselves out of the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, things we haven't talked about yet. Definitely don't want this dog on a 4-foot lead with one of us right next to it. Let Max out and let them meet for the first time while one of them's constrained or both of them's constrained. Max isn't going to go nowhere. He's going to stay right here.
Yeah.